Well, today let us understand what exactly is past perfect continuous. Let us see like what is this like syntax and structure, and after that like what kind of helping verbs we use and what kind of examples that we can take. Okay, coming to definition of past perfect continuous is nothing but, see, like I'll tell you clearly, try to understand. This is a little bit like complex kind of thing, or a little bit like confusing kind of thing. You may not understand, so I will show it symbolically. Okay, try to understand. For example, say this whole thing is the past. Suppose this whole thing is in the past. Say this is the present, and my backside is my backside is past. Say, or suppose, or assume. Okay, now any action, suppose a action started at 8 o'clock. Suppose, okay, say you started watching cricket at 8 p.m. yesterday. Say this is 8 p.m. This whole part is past tense. Okay, this whole part is past tense. And suppose you started watching cricket at 8 p.m. Say this is the length. Okay, suppose you started watching cricket at 8 p.m. and you have watched it up to 12 p.m. Okay, once again I repeat, suppose you started watching an IPL match yesterday, which started at 8 p.m. and we have watched it for solid 4 hours, that is up to 12 p.m. So now this duration, okay, or this action, the action is started at 8 p.m. and which went on or which continued up to 12 p.m. is called as past perfect continuous. And if you want the definition, or if you want me to put this whole thing into definition, I would put something like an action started before a certain point in the past. I am taking this 12 p.m. as a certain point, reference point. Okay, an action started before a certain point, nothing but here in our example it is 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock. So an action started before a certain point in the past and continued up to that point and continued up to that point. So this whole thing from 8 to 12 is called as what? Past perfect continuous. So once again repeat, any action which started like before a certain point in the past and continued up to this point, particular point in the past, is called as past perfect continuous. Okay, now let us see the definition, syntax, helping verb, as well as examples, one after the other. Focus. Past perfect continuous. As I told you just now, the definition is nothing but any action started in the past and continued for a period of time. Okay, any action started in the past and continued for a period of time or up to a certain point, or you can say or up to a certain time in the past. This is the definition. So any action started in the past and continued for a period of time or up to a certain point in the past. Okay, now let us see the syntax or structure as usual. Okay, coming to syntax and structure, here once again a little easy syntax or structure because of single helping verb. Subject, helping verb plus V1 plus ing plus object. This whole thing falls under what? Or this whole thing is called as structure or syntax for past perfect continuous. Now let us see what is the helping verb here. Coming to helping verb, we take had been. Repeat, we take the helping verb had been here, a single helping verb. Once again there is no much confusion. Okay, once again there is no much confusion as we take here had been. Okay, had been goes with each and every personal pronoun like I, we, you, he, she, it, or they. Okay, as okay, now let us see like examples on this. Like first let us go with positive examples, and after the negative examples then questioning examples, one after the other. Let us see positive sentences first. Okay, I'll start with I. I had been watching cricket. I had been watching cricket for 4 hours. For 4 hours. And like I'm taking this example based on our explanation before. Okay, so like yesterday's match, like 8 to 12 o'clock p.m. So like I is the what? I is subject, had been is helping verb, watch is V1, ing, cricket for 4 hours, object. So if you go, if you see the structure or syntax of this one, subject plus helping verb plus V1 plus ing plus object. Subject plus helping verb plus V1 plus ing plus object. Absolutely, it perfectly fits into that, right? Okay, after that, let's go with the personal pronoun we. We had been watching. We had been watching cricket for 4 hours. So all these are examples which had happened in the past. It might be yesterday or day before yesterday, but just now we have taken the example of yesterday match, right? Yesterday, like you watched it like IPL from 8 to 12 p.m. So I'm going based on that example. Object. You had been watching cricket for 4 hours. You subject had been helping verb, watch V1 plus ing plus what? Object. So let us go with E. E had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Had been helping verb, watch V1, ing, cricket for 4 hours is object. So all these are agreeing to the syntax or structure. Subject, helping verb, V1 plus ing, right? Okay. Let us go with she. She had been watching cricket for 4 hours. She is a subject, feminine gender, had been like helping verb, watch V1, ing, cricket for 4 hours is what? This is object. Am I right? Okay. I'm not going with it. Okay, I'm going with they. Let's focus little bottom, but kindly adjust. They had been watching cricket for 4 hours. It's really tough to write down at the bottom, so kindly adjust with the handwriting. Now what is they? They subject, had been is helping verb here. Watch as usual, like verb in the first form, given, ing is ing, cricket 4 hours is what? We can label this as object, right? So if you see, all these are what? All these are positive sentences under past perfect continuous. So once again repeat, past perfect continuous is nothing but any action started in the past before a certain time and continued up to that time. That is called as past perfect. And these are the examples. If you want, like for your understanding, you can take that example of watching IPL match. Say you started watching IPL match yesterday 8 p.m. and you are considering it up to 12 p.m. in the midnight, till midnight. So that complete duration, like from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. is called as what? Past perfect continuous. And these are the examples for positive sentences. Now let us see negative sentences and past perfect continuous, but the same word watch. Let us see negative sentences. Let us see negative sentences. Okay. I had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. So I is what? Subject. As usual we know, first person singular. And been, okay, helping verb, right? Helping verb. Not is like to imply or to give the negative meaning, we have added not. The very meaning of not is nothing but it gives a negative meaning, like, okay. So I had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. What is verb in the first form? V1, ing is ing, cricket for 4 hours is object. So if you observe the structure or syntax of this negative sentence, okay, like here what exactly we have done? We brought like not and we have inserted in between had been, right? Here had been. So this becomes the structure or syntax for negative sentence. Subject plus add plus not plus been plus what? Plus v1 plus ing plus object. This is the structure. Subject plus add plus not plus been plus v1 plus ing plus object. This is the structure for negative sentences under past perfect continuous tense. Okay. If you want, you can write down this structure or syntax for negative sentence on top of this or beside of negative sentence for your easy understanding. If not, it is okay. Okay, let us go with personal pronoun we. We had not been watching. We had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Now what is we? We is subject. Once again, like add is add, been helping verb, right? Okay. Not is nothing but not. We have taken not. Okay. Helping verb. Watch is v1. ing. Cricket for 4 hours is object. You had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. What is you? Second person, singular or plural? Plural. It's up to you. This is nothing but helping verb. We have labeled have been as like helping verb. Not is nothing but inverted not, which gives a negative meaning. Watch is like v1, ing is ing, and cricket for 4 hours is what? This one is object, right? Okay, now going with fourth example, like IVU, okay, E. Now let's go with E, okay, masculine gender, third person, singular. E had not been watching cricket. E had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. What is E? Masculine, third person, singular, nothing but subject. Had and been we have labeled as HV and nothing but helping verb. And not is nothing but which gives a negative meaning. And what is verb in the first form? We, that is like we have labeled as v1, ing is ing, cricket for 4 hours is what? Object. Let's go with she as subject. She had not been watching cricket for what? For 4 hours. So add and been once again we have labeled as HV, right? And nothing but helping verb. Not negative meaning. Watch v1, ing, cricket for 4 hours is we have labeled this stuff as object. And the last, as I told you, as we have done in the earlier sessions, we did not take it into consideration, right? We have neglected. The so is here as it doesn't have any meaning, as it doesn't give any meaning, I am neglecting it. But if you want, you can write down with the help of it, like it had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. I am going straight away with they. They had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. What is they? Subject. Had and been we are labeled as what? Helping verb, right? Am I right? Not is negative meaning. Watch v1, ing is ing, cricket 4 hours labeled into object, right? So all these sentences by taking all the personal pronouns like I, we, you, she, it and they, like all these are what negative sentences under past perfect continuous tense. Okay, that's a negative sentence. Like I had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. We had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. You had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Like he had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. No, she had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. They had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. These are the negative sentences. Now let us see questioning sentences. How exactly it look like. Okay, now let us see examples for what? Questioning sentences. I'm going with the same verb, same verb watch. Okay, for your easy understanding. After that, you can change the, you can keep on changing the verbs. Okay, so now this is the questioning sentence under past perfect continuous. Okay, for our earlier example, like I had been watching cricket for 4 hours. So that is a positive sentence, right? I had been watching cricket for 4 hours. That's a positive sentence, and this is the questioning sentence for that particular sentence. Like had I been watching cricket for 4 hours. Okay, what is add? Add is helping verb. I is subject. Okay. Of course, this even we have included, we have like labeled these two things in helping verb, right? Okay. You can do one thing. You can label these both things as HV, helping verb. If not, you can go individually with add as well as been. It's purely like up to it's purely your call. However, you feel like easy, you can go with that. If you feel like add plus a subject plus been plus V1 plus ing cricket forwards, it's up to you. If not, you can label these both things into helping verb HV. It's up to you. Watch is V1, ing is ing, forget forwards object. So it's up to you. You can take the structure as it is. Okay. So either like so this is the structure: add plus subject plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. This is the structure for what? Structure for questioning sentences. Structure for questioning sentences under past perfect continuous. Okay. Now let us take personal pronoun we. Had we been watching cricket for 4 hours? At, okay, what is we? Subject, been is been, what is V1? 4 hours. So I have written one thing into this fashion this time. I have taken another example into this format or this style, this fashion. Like, so it's up to you. If you want to write down the structure or syntax of questioning sentence like this, you can write down or take down like this. Okay. If not, if this one is if this one looks a little easy for you, you can write down in this fashion. It's purely your call. Either you go with this structure or this structure. But end of the day, both are one and the same, right? So don't get confused. Okay. Now let us take the pronoun you. Had you been watching cricket for 4 hours? Okay, all these are questions, right? I'm sorry. So put down the question marks. Okay. Add is add, you is subject, be is be. V1, ing, object. Now let us go with the first pronoun e. Add e, been watching, add e been watching cricket for 4 hours. Add is like add and been are helping verbs. This is the subject. V1 and ing is like ing, and cricket for 4 hours stuff is nothing but object, right? Okay. Now let us go with she. Had she been watching cricket for 4 hours? Had and been nothing but helping verb. She is the subject. Watch is V1. ing. Cricket 4 hours is what? Object. So once again I am skipping it as there is no meaning to this. I am going with they. Had they been watching cricket for 4 hours? So add is input as usual, add and been are the helping verbs. They is the subject here. Watch is V1, ing is ing. Cricket for 4 hours is what? We will label this one as object, right? So all these are what? Question sentences. All these are question sentences under past perfect continuous. Okay. Okay. Now let us have a fast review or recap. Fast review or recap for all the past perfect continuouses one by one. Okay. Now let us go with I. Okay. The first positive sentence with I. I had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative. I had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Question. Had I been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now let us go with the personal pronoun we. We had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative. We had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Question. Had we been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now let us go with the personal pronoun you. You had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative. You had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Questioning sentence. Had you been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now let us go with E. E had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative. He had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Question. Had E been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now let us go she. Positive sentence. She had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative sentence. She had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Questioning sentence. Had she been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now let us go with they. I am skipping it. Let us go with they. Positive sentence. They had been watching cricket for 4 hours. Negative sentence. They had not been watching cricket for 4 hours. Questioning sentence. Had they been watching cricket for 4 hours? Now that's it all about past perfect continuous. Thanks for the day.